Well, here we go. We're going to head out today and do our first day of spring activation back in the Baxter Conservation area outside of Ottawa. Give you a little bit of an idea as to what it's like in this area. It's a little tiny town called Metcalfe, located on the outskirts of Ottawa. It's a relatively small town, somewhere 1,500, 2,000 people, and established back in the early 1800s. You still have a lot of the old homes here, as you can tell. Ottawa roads are famous, or infamous. To give you an idea as to the type of landscape around here, it tends to be fairly flat. If you go back in time, Ottawa was under what used to be called the Champlain Sea, so it's fairly flat, reasonably fertile. Lots of, in this case, this would be a cornfield or something here, but we get a lot of farmland. We're about 26 miles, 43 kilometers outside of the center of the city where I live. I just wanted to point this spot out because it's sort of a fun one. That's the Rideau River. You can see some of the houses across the river. This line of bushes here are lined up directly in line with an airport runway. So if you come around, there's your airport. This is Kars Airport, spelled K-A-R-S. It's one where they do a lot of gliding out of this one, a few small planes as well, but primarily gliders. So when you're coming into the park in good weather in the summer, you've got to look out, because that's their approach. And they're coming in at this point very, very low. So, you know, always got to remember to look. One little thing we got out here. So here we are, we've arrived, Baxter Conservation area. We were here in the summer, did very, very well in an activation then. As you can see, a little bit of snow this time. If you were looking at this view a couple of weeks ago, it would have been an awful lot more snow. At that point, I think we had hit 120, 125 inches of snow for this winter. Now they also have an interpretive center here, which you can see sort of hidden by the snowbanks. There's at the back quite a few walking trails as well. You know, they have guided tours for school kids and everything else. So this is where we're going to hang out today. In the summer it's beautiful and green. And as you come around over here, you've got some changing huts. And just over here you've got a beach. It's actually that large strip of white you see there, that's actually the Rideau River. So this is our spot today. A little bit of a wind, as you can hear, but bright and sunny. With this car with that big windshield, it'll keep me nice and warm, hopefully. All right, so this is the antenna we're going to be using today. It's the MFJ 20 meter one, MFJ 1620T, called a ham antenna. It's really just a ham stick. It's done really wonders for me. I've had contacts into Europe, across most of Canada and the US. So this is the one. A bunch of people have asked how it works. I did a video on it not too long ago. It comes essentially like this. This is the stick or base part. And then you have the whip that comes with it. So there's quite a long whip as well. And that's what you adjust to get your best SWR. If you have a tuner, it makes it a lot easier. But this is it. And we're going to stick that up on the roof of the car, and we'll see how she goes from there. And a few people have wondered, you know, what are we using on the car? It's just a 5-inch magnetic base. So it's good for what I use it for. I don't drive with it on, other than maybe between one park and another if they're very close. But there is a one which has 3 feet for the base, magnetic mount like that. Get that on. I don't know if I'd ever get it off. This one alone is tough enough. Now I've pre-marked mine. I have a little mark on it. A couple little screws you can tighten. And there it is. That's sort of, there's the whip. Here you go, all the way up to the base. There you go, it's on the roof. You can see it goes up pretty good. Maybe better glare from the sun here, maybe not. You can hear the wind though. It's picking up quite a bit. One piece of advice: when you go to put your mag mount on, make sure you wipe off your roof and wipe off the base of the mount, because if you don't, it's a recipe for leaving some pretty good scratches on your car. So that's the mount there. Just a 5-inch, nothing fancy. Okay, inside out of the wind. Radio is sitting on the dash. Rule number 1, plug your antenna in. Never forget that one. It's one very, very easy mistake to get when you're hooking everything up. So we don't need those types of mistakes. So now it'll be put the battery on, and then we'll go from there. Now, a couple of things that I use that I'm sure most other people don't, at least from, the other videos that I've seen. One is this. This is the heel push to talk switch. Pretty simple. Squeeze it. As soon as you press, you're on the air. And I find it excellent. I use it all the time. And the big difference I find is when I'm hunting, and I'm listening to people, I can get on and get in faster than someone who's picking a mic up and pressing it once it gets to their mouth. So you can actually get good contacts that way, and it's very accurate when you want to do it, because when you want to try and enter a pile, as soon as you press that button, you're in. So it makes it a little simpler, a little easier for you to judge as well as to when you can break up a pile up. So I use it all the time. I use it here. I find here it's very easy because I'm not lifting anything to my mouth, and you'll see why in a minute. I hold this in my left hand. The pad is balanced on my knee, and I'm writing down call signs with my right hand. And very efficient, very, very efficient, very smooth operation. The other item I use is this one here. This is the Heel Pro 6 headset. I love it. It's actually fairly lightweight. It looks bulky, but it's not. It's very light. I'm not sure if I think that, because when I used to fly, my pilot's headsets were a lot heavier than this. And you could be up 4, 5, 6 hours in a small plane wearing those. And I just find this exceptionally comfortable. Very, very good audio on it as well. Very easy to set up for whatever radio you're using. So that's my basic setup in the car. It's one I use 99% of the time, probably. There's the radio sitting up on the dash. This is a Yaris, so, small little thing, but it's got a great big shelf here, so lots of room for the radio. Over here is the battery. This is my Markham. I love it. I've used it since the middle of last year. It's never failed me. It's always done exceptionally well. So it's very, very simple setup. Now we've checked to make sure the frequency is clear, and it is. We're about to log ourselves into the Pota site and spot ourselves, and then we're in business calling CQ Pota. Well, that one is done. One more in the books, and it was tough going at times. There were sometimes I was calling, good 10 minutes before anyone got back to me. But got the contacts in, got what I wanted to do. So now we have, from this park, 52 more contacts. We had 17 states today, 2 provinces, plus 5 park to park. So overall, very, very well done. Quite happy with it. And if you like what you see, if you like the video, please like it, share it, and subscribe. It always helps us to encourage us to do more. Keith Beardsley, Victor Echo 3, Sierra Victor, Quebec, wishing you a great day.